Hi everyone, Jewel here with you with J7409 weather for today. Of course, we're looking at the tropical outlooks right now. I'd like to remind everyone later this evening I'll have a complete tropical update if at all possible. Looking like we might get a named storm, Josephine, right in this area here. From the National Hurricane Center, the first light visible satellite imagery is showing that a better defined center of circulation is forming in association with a low pressure system. It's about 900 miles west-southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. In addition, the associated shower and thunderstorm activity has become more organized since yesterday. Now, environmental conditions are expected to become more conducive for additional development, and advisories could be initiated on a tropical depression as early as later today. Now, if these development trends continue, now the disturbance is forecast to move west-northwestward at around 15 miles per hour across the tropical Atlantic during the next few days, and conditions are expected to become less conducive for development by the end of the week. Now, the formation chance for 2 days and 5 days is very high at 90%. It's looking like to me it will get a name of Josephine. We've got another one coming off, folks, over this area. If it develops, it will be called Kyle. I think it will be a much bigger area than this area here, and it looks like it's headed straight this way, but I'm thinking, I mean, it's too early to tell, but I'm thinking it may go just north a little, okay? Don't put that in writing. I would suggest, though, everyone on the islands, go ahead. I know you have everything ready. I'm not saying you're going to get a storm, because I really don't think you will get a bad storm, but you may get some effects from it. I'm going to keep my eyes on it. Just be safe. Have your kits and your plans ready in case you need them. You know how these things change, but I'm thinking when it gets just a little north of Puerto Rico, maybe the Dominican Republic, if it does follow a path, I think it might right at the moment, it's going to start to dissipate. So, this is what's happening with this system in the Atlantic. Everybody knows, from the Gulf Coast states to the East Coast states, everybody be prepared. As well as prepared, you need to watch this on a daily basis. Keep up with this system so you know what is going on. Now, as we look at the northeastern Pacific, we have Hurricane Elita. Hurricane Elita. The winds are 90 miles per hour. The pressure is 980 millibars. Tracking at 20.7 north, 113.0 west, moving west-northwest at 14 miles per hour. Now, we see this system here, but that's not all that's out there, folks. The Pacific is hot, folks. All right, here is disturbance number 1. Within the next 5 days, it's going to have a 70% chance of developing. Right now, it's an elongated area of just disturbed weather. It's around 1,500 miles southwest of the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula. Now, a low-pressure system is expected to form within this area in a day or two, and it will likely become a tropical depression late this week, and it's moving slowly westward toward the central Pacific Basin during the next several days. Now, we know about Elita. Well, let's go to disturbance number 2. This is disturbed weather. It's formed a few hundred miles south of the Gulf of Tepetic, and it's an area of low pressure. It's forecast to develop from the system well south or southwest of the southwestern coast of Mexico in a couple of days. Now, these conditions appear conducive for development thereafter, and this system will likely become a tropical depression late this week or over the weekend. It's moving west-northwestward 2 days 10%, but in 5 days it's got a 70% chance also. Then we have disturbance number 3, which is an area of low pressure, and it's expected to form in a few days over the far eastern portion of the basin to the south of the coast of Central America. Now, some gradual development of this system is possible, and a tropical depression could form this weekend while it's moving west-northwestward. 2 days 0, 5 days 40% chance. Folks, it's that time of the year for the Eastern Pacific and for the tropical Atlantic. Everyone needs to pay attention. For severe weather today, we have that chance again. And yesterday, I showed you guys that down in Nebraska, Iowa, moving up maybe Wisconsin, Illinois area, there could be some significant weather, and indeed it was. A derecho formed. What is a derecho? It's at least 58 mile per hour winds that are sustained for at least 240 miles long. It's straight line downdraft winds. This derecho happened in Iowa, Indiana, and Illinois, and Nebraska. Now, the wind got up to 112 miles per hour at Midway, Iowa yesterday. Tornadoes galore. All of these people that are in the Midwest area, many are without power this morning. Now, these derechos can form when you see darker green or yellow areas. You need to be aware of this also. I know most of the time we think about, well, we're thinking about tornadoes. Well, these derechos produce tornadoes. It can happen. Even if it's a slight chance, it can be 2%, it can be 5%, it can be whatever. If these form, this is what can happen. Now, as today, as we're looking at the categorical outlook, we do have this scattered strong to severe convection. It's expected across portions of the plains from late afternoon into the overnight hours, especially across portions of South Dakota and Nebraska. Now, hail and wind are looking like they're going to be big threats. Severe thunderstorms are also possible across parts of the mid-south, and look over portions of northern Maine all the way up here. Anywhere in the green, light green, it doesn't matter. Expect thunderstorms to pop up off and on throughout today, and it's looking like thunderstorms are going to be that way for the next several days across the U.S. Now, when it comes to tornadoes, it is a 2% chance for just a small section of northern Nebraska, big portion of South Dakota, but once again, don't let your guard down in any of these darker green areas, especially right in the Midwest. Some marginal here you can see from portions of Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Oklahoma, also up in Maine again. Now, when we look at the wind, the most significant wind should be in South Dakota and parts of Nebraska, but don't rule out, just because it's 5%, don't think it's nothing. It could form a derecho. When it comes to hail, greatest chance of that's looking like it's going to be in South Dakota. Quick check of the watches and warnings map. Excessive heat, going to be hot again down in parts of northeast Louisiana, portions of Mississippi, a little bit of Arkansas where you see that orange look. Very hot again in parts of New York, Connecticut, Boston, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, moving right on up into portions of Maine, right in this area here. Hot temperatures today, unreal temperatures today, but even hotter when we get down to Arizona, as they have excessive heat watches and warnings going on. Everything in this pink, it has spread since yesterday greatly, folks. Critical fire conditions are going on everywhere in the pink, as you can see, from Washington State, Oregon, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, parts of Utah, Nevada. Please be careful with fire. Please do not burn. Please do not throw anything out the window that may start a fire. And let's hope and pray we don't have any of these bad storms to pop up to cause cloud to ground lightning. Because if it does, this is like a tinderbox. It's going to cause a wildfire. Now, as we take a look at the NAM map, courtesy of Tropical Tidbits, this is what's going to happen for the next few days. Before we turn it on, you can see here is Hurricane Elita right down in here. I've showed you what's going on. And once again, I will try my best to have a complete tropical update later this evening for you. So be sure and watch out for that. It'll be coming your way. So far as other stuff goes on, the hot weather we know about, the severe weather, we have to keep our eyes on it. It can turn into more than what it looks like it may be. Everybody needs to stay safe and aware of your skies. So let's just turn this on. It's courtesy of Tropical Tidbits. Before I do that, I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed. If you haven't and you're into the weather, I do daily weather forecasts when there is tropical weather. I do tropical updates. I keep you up to date on what you need to know to stay safe. Please click subscribe, click the bell, and check off all so you'll get all of my weather videos as I put them on. Now, as we turn this map on right quickly this morning, we got a weather system. It's over the Great Lakes, and it's going to promote an increase of southwesterly winds into the mid-Atlantic and New England states today. Now, what will this cause? Well, it's going to cause temperatures to soar into the 90s, and the humidity is going to be off the chain for some of you that aren't used to it, and it's going to push these heat indices up to the upper 90s or even above 100 degrees at times. Now, warm overnight lows in the middle 70s also make it difficult for the body to recover from the heat. So please stay safe, avoid strenuous outdoor activities. Make sure you can find air conditioning if you can. It's important to stay healthy, as we all know, and these heat advisories today include New York, Boston, while Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington State will also experience some very hot weather, as well as Washington, D.C. Now, over the middle of the country, there is a chance of these strong, severe thunderstorms with heavy rain. Now, hopefully, these storms will not be as strong as what hit Iowa and Illinois yesterday. There is that risk of some severe weather, though, over the plains in the lower Mississippi Valley. Let's hope and pray, folks, another derecho doesn't make up anytime soon. They are very deadly. A cold front. Don't get too excited about it. It's going to bring some afternoon thunderstorms to western and central New York today. At the same time, the front's going to help take the edge off of the temperatures along the I-95 corridor, but that won't start till late Wednesday into Thursday. And we got a pair of cold fronts producing windy conditions, but little precipitation will factor into the elevated areas. So critical fire weather conditions, as I've showed you, is across portions of the Northwest, Northern Rockies, and Great Basin, where all of those red flag warnings are in effect. Now, it's looking like 100 degrees or above in the desert Southwest. Now, yesterday, Death Valley, California saw the nation's highest temperature. Are you ready? 121 degrees Fahrenheit. Man, we got excessive heat warnings still for the desert areas in Southern California and Southern Arizona, as I showed you. Your temperatures today should reach 110 to 115 degrees from starting today, lasting through late this week. Have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day. Thank you so much for everything you do for me. I love each and every one of you. May each and every one of you have peace, love, and kindness come your way today. Thanks for watching.